This is the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Woods? No, bears. Oh, bears! I need my Glock. Oh, the 43 is too small. Oh, the 43X, the handle's too big. Oh, the 26. I need the 26. The 26 is just right.
If you like that introduction, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any more great content like that. Hey, let's face it, Glock is popular because it works, and the Glock 26 is no exception. In fact, since its release in 1994, the Glock 26 is arguably probably the most popular concealed carry gun that was ever made. That is, until the advent of the 43, the 43X, the 43X MOS, and all the other subcompacts on the market now that have flooded the market in single stack configurations. So, reasonably, attention has been taken away from the Glock 26. And I don't think, compared to the Glock 26, those single stack options really stack up. I honestly think the Glock 26 is a better concealed carry option. And after all, so does GoldyLocks, so there's that. But really, it's completely versatile. It's, a good grab it and go gun, but it's also an all-day carry solution. And it is an effective self-defense weapon, on par with its bigger brother, the Glock 19. This video is not going to be an exhaustive review or a critique of the G26, the baby Glock, but simply my view of this gun from a concealed carry and self-defense perspective. So my primary considerations for a self-defense gun or a concealed carry gun fall into three categories, and they are size of the gun, capacity of the gun, and caliber of the gun. So in my opinion, the Glock 26 is a well-rounded blend of all of these qualities. And I believe a more well-rounded option than the little single stack guns out on the market. So my concealed carry gun formula is to choose the smallest overall size gun. And in choosing that smallest overall size gun, I don't want it to severely limit capacity of the ammunition. I want it to shoot effectively, and I want it to effectively shoot a lethal round. So the Glock 26 fits the bill for me, and it just may be your best choice overall as well. So the overall length of the G26 is just at about 6.5 inches, and it makes for an incredibly easy gun to conceal and a very pleasant concealed carry gun to shoot. The thickest dimension on the Glock 26 is the width, and it's 1.18 inches, or you can just say 1.2 inches thick. And the most important dimension is the height, and that's 4.17 inches tall, or just 4.2 inches tall. And height overall, that's the single most determining factor for me when I'm choosing a concealed carry gun. And the reason is the height of that gun, that's going to determine in the waistband, when you carry concealed, it's going to determine how far that gun sticks out. Width is not that big of a deal when you're talking about the single stack subcompact guns, and they're an inch or less than an inch thick, and then the Glock 26 is 1.2, or even the Glock 19 or Glock 17 is 1.2. That's not a big dimension to worry about. And as far as the dimension down into your waistline, that's not a bad dimension to worry about. But what you do have to worry about is that handle sticking out. And when you get into the longer handles, because on the single stacks they want to increase the handle to increase capacity, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the shorter the handle, the less it's going to print in the portion that matters, which is right above the waistline on inside the waistband carry. So height, the dimension from the floor plate of the magazine to the top of the rear sight, is the dimension that is critical when you're determining what gun that you're going to use for concealed carry. It is the dimension that represents the most visible portion of the gun when you're carrying in the popular positions like inside the waistband, appendix carry, or strong side carry. There is no greater frustration to me than to see the modern striker-fired slimmed down to nothing guns like the Glock 43 or the 43X. I have them both represented in one gun here with just a mag extension, so I don't have to break out all the different guns to make a comparison here. But you can see, you take the Glock 43 and you slim it down to next to nothing on the slide or under an inch, and then the handle of the gun, you lose the capacity. And so you take 10 rounds effective capacity in the Glock 26 and you reduce it down to 6 rounds in the Glock 43. So then they say, hey, well, let's make a 43X or let's make a mag extension. And then what do? You increase the length of the handle, the single most determining dimension. You take and you increase it by 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and then it causes it to print. And you might as well be carrying a compact or a full-size gun at that point. So personally, I find no point in slimming a gun down to next to nothing under 1 inch in width, but then increasing the capacity or increasing the handle length just to gain a round or two of capacity. It doesn't make any sense. And so I personally will deal with the extra 2/10 of thickness in the G26 as compared to lengthening the handle on the 43X or the 43X MOS or any other guns on the market that are single stack slim but as long in the handle as my compacts or my full-size guns. While we are on dimensions, I'd also like to mention that the G26 weighs in at almost 22 ounces unloaded. Add ammo, and depending on the self-defense ammo you choose, you add roughly 4 ounces to it. So it's, a fairly light gun to carry. So that's size. I believe the size of the G26 overall is absolutely perfect for concealed carry. And it just disappears inside the waistband. In the proper holster, and if you haven't seen our Glock 26 inside the waistband holster video, you can look in the description below and there will be a link for that video. But size-wise, you cannot beat the Glock 26. But next, that brings us from size to capacity on the list of my 3 must-haves in a concealed carry gun that I'm going to carry. So the standard Glock 26 capacity magazine holds 10 rounds of 9mm, and of course you have the optional magazines. You can carry the 15-round mags or the 17-round mags or any magazine that'll fit in any double stack 9mm Glock. You can fit that into the Glock 26, and so you have those options to use when you're carrying. Even the 33-round mags will fit if that's your jam. So for instance, I also own and carry the Glock 19, and the magazines fit the subcompact as well. But I do not carry spare Glock 26 mags in my pocket when I carry the Glock 26. I carry Glock 19 spare mags in my pocket or in my appendix carry with a sidecar type magazine holder. I carry the Glock 19, or I carry the Glock 17, the full-size mags with spare magazine for the spare magazine when I carry the Glock 26. It is so much easier to hide a spare magazine than it is to hide a full-size gun handle on your body. And so you have 10 rounds available to you with 1 in the chamber, so a total of 11 rounds when you carry the Glock 26, and then you can carry a spare 15 or 17 round or even a 33 round, again, if that's your jam, for a spare magazine. So you have size, and then you have capacity, and capacity at 10 rounds plus 1 in the chamber, 11 rounds, you're talking about a very capable self-defense weapon with a capacity that can get you literally through any situation that you might encounter, with the exception of a mass shooting on a scale of the likes that hopefully you'll never ever have to encounter. But as far as a critical dynamic incident that you may encounter as a person in your everyday life or a self-defense situation, 11 rounds of 9mm with a potential for 10, 15, 17, or 33 rounds in an extra magazine is enough to get you out of any deadly situation or 99.9% of deadly situations that you may encounter in everyday life and need your self-defense weapon to defend yourself with. So now that I've mentioned size and capacity, let's talk about caliber for a minute. The Glock 26 is chambered in 9mm, as you may well know. And why do I choose 9mm over a larger caliber? Well, I've owned and evaluated both 40 cals and 45s, and that can be a long discussion. However, I will offer you several simple reasons why I choose 9mm over the larger calibers for self-defense. First of all, 9mm magazines hold more rounds than 40 or 45. It's a simple matter of physics and size. The 9mm round is smaller. It's not necessarily shorter, but it is smaller in diameter than the 40 or the 45 or any other larger caliber than 9mm. And so the magazines just simply hold more rounds for the same amount of space and the same amount of cubic inches. They hold more rounds, and so that's a no-brainer. You want to have as much ammunition on you as possible that you can comfortably carry and conceal. And so the number of rounds is the first one that I'll offer to you in my case for 9mm being the very best self-defense ammo to carry. The second point I would give you is recoil. 9mm recoils less than the 40 and definitely less than the 45 or any other larger handgun calibers that you will encounter on the market. And so in being able to get more shots on target in a self-defense situation in a smaller period of time is more advantageous for you when carrying or thinking about what gun you're going to carry for concealed carry self-defense. So recoil management in 9mm, again, that's a no-brainer. If it's easier for you to shoot, it's going to be more accurate for you to shoot. Okay, so it begs the question, what about lethalness? If it's a smaller round and it's easier to control, is it lethal enough to protect me, to protect you in a self-defense situation? Well, in my limited understanding of ballistics, I'm not the expert on ballistics, but I have studied a little bit about it. What modern self-defense round technology tells us is that 9mm in lethalness performs just as well as the larger calibers in stopping threats. So for overall effectiveness in size, caliber, and capacity, why not carry a 9mm? And why not the Glock 26? That's my take on that particular subject, but obviously that's your choice to make. Now that you've seen what I consider to be the most important factors when considering the Glock 26 as your concealed carry weapon, I would like to mention just a couple other considerations that you might want to think about before actually making a decision to carry or to purchase the Glock 26. One of the biggest selling points all around for me for the Glock 26 and Glock in general is versatility. As I said earlier, Glock is popular, very popular. And that means in versatility, you can find absolutely everything you would ever need to upgrade your Glock 26 or any other Glock on the market. Every accessory is available for it. Every part, aftermarket part, from slides to barrels to sights to holsters to magazines to internals, even frame changeouts and aftermarket kits that you can put together to make almost a totally different gun. If you need it, it is available. If it exists in the Glock world, it is out there for you to buy somewhere from some manufacturer. So versatility on these Glock handguns is second to none in the industry whatsoever. And so it's something to consider before you choose another gun for concealed carry, to know that, hey, the most versatile platform you can get out there happens to be Glock. So I say all that to say is I love Glock, and I love Glock for their simplicity, for their versatility, and for their proven reliability over the years. And for me personally, that translates into overall value in the gun that I choose to conceal carry. And I think in the Glock 26 for concealed carry, it is an all-time favorite of mine that ranks up there very high on every variable I would want to put together for the perfect concealed carry gun that I would choose to carry to defend my life in any self-defense situation. Now, while this is not an exhaustive review of everything there is to know about the Glock 26, there are some additional features worth mentioning surrounding this gun and its use as a primary concealed carry handgun. As you may know, the G26 and many other models in the Glock family have a modular backstrap system. The modular backstrap system allows you to customize the grip and adapt it for your individual hand size. And so if you have a smaller grip, you can just leave it plain as it comes. If you have a medium grip, you can add the medium backstrap and so on and so forth up to meet the hands of the most largest people with the largest grip to make that grip comfortable in your hands. And that's an option that is, it's great because it makes it totally fitted to you, personalized to you, and comfortable for the size of your hand. I'd also like to talk about the grip. Particularly, this is the Glock 26 Gen 4, and you'll see the same thing on the Gen 5 versus the Gen 3. If you look at the grip texture on this, It is what they call a real-world grip texture. It is not overly aggressive, but it's not underly aggressive where it doesn't perform. In my opinion, it is a great balance for the grip texture that they have put on, particularly this Glock 26 Gen 4 and the Gen 5s as well. You can literally hold this thing and shoot it all day. It's that comfortable as far as grip texture goes and the handle size and everything. The Gen 4 specifically has an enlarged magazine release button, and it is interchangeable for right and left-handed shooters, which is very nice, making the magazine release interchangeable for ambidextrous shooting. And finally, the G26. Let me get that magazine out. Show you this gun is in a safe condition. I'm visually and physically inspecting it. No round in the chamber. And then I'm going to release that slide. I'm going to pull the trigger, because that's what you do when you need to break down or take down your Glock slide off the frame. And I'm going to remove the slide so that you can see. Last of all, this thing has an improved recoil spring, at least in the Gen 4 and the Gen 5s. And so the new Glock dual recoil spring really allows those shells to eject clearly from the side of the gun and firmly from the side of the gun and get them out of the way accurately and quickly. And so it throws them away from your person and directly out the side to where it doesn't come into contact with you at all. Now, this new spring system doubly, they say, increases the life of the recoil spring. And so it used to last a lifetime, and now it lasts 2 lifetimes, apparently, according to Glock. Too bad we only have 1 life to live, right? So overall, as you can see in this video, my choice for an effective, reliable, self-defense concealed carry handgun, the Glock 26 ranks right up there with the highest guns in my opinion. It is the perfect combination of size, capacity, and caliber for concealed carry self-defense. And so as far as I'm concerned, shooting this video, it goes unmatched in the industry as far as size, capacity, and caliber goes, and its ability to perform as a concealed carry self-defense weapon. Now, the very last thing I'm going to talk to you about is value. Now, at the shooting of this video, we're going through some tumultuous times in America, and we have seen prices skyrocket on firearms themselves and firearms related merchandise, all the accessories. And that's just to be understood through basic supply and demand. So as demand goes up, supply goes way down, and that drives price up as well. But in normal times, this Glock 26, at least in the Gen 4 and the Gen 5, can be had anywhere from like $3.99 with some certain programs like law enforcement programs or Glock Shooting Sports Foundation programs, all the way up to anywhere $5.50. You'd find it at the top. And again, right now at the shooting of this video, if you look at the date and timestamp on this video, it's more expensive due to unique conditions in our country right now, but that's not always the case. But as far as value goes, if you can get this thing around the $450, $500 price range, consider that a very great value for something that will save your life and last a lifetime performing in that role and duty as a self-defense concealed carry gun. You just can't go wrong with the Glock 26. So Glock's versatility, simplicity, and known reliability puts this little powerhouse way up there on my list, on the top of my list really, for concealed carry guns for self-defense situations. And I don't think my opinion is going to change anytime soon, but you never know. As always, I'd like to thank you for taking the time for watching this video. If you would, like this video and subscribe to our channel. And as always, God bless you and yours. We'll see you next time.